it was a Friday night, and Randy went up to check on her, and then I hear this panic voice, this Christine, get up here. So I go running up the stairs, and she's still laying down, and he's kneeling beside her, and there's this massive nosebleed. And we called the hospital, and we took her down. They said, you need to bring her in. They had already contacted the oncology floor because there were no priors. She had never had a nosebleed in her life. I mean, none of this. And so they were already pretty sure she was one of theirs. We got down there at like 10 o'clock at night, and by 5, we were in a room on the 5th floor for 31 days.
Yeah, when Liz first heard that she had leukemia, her first question was just, how much longer do I have to live? And it was new to us all. So to know that there was hope and that there was a treatment plan was something that we were all
that was comforting.
Pretty comforted by that.
So when she was first diagnosed, they had to get all the tests back of seeing exactly what kind of cancer she had and all this stuff. And she was high risk only because of her age. So that set her on one different track.
Because she was high risk, at the end of her 3-year treatment, as just to be sure, they gave her the lightest possible dose of cranial radiation. Because
leukemia can slip through, and it can hide in the spine and in the brain. And so she had to, because she was high risk, had to add that onto her treatment plan.
We were out to eat on a Saturday night, and I was just sitting across from her, and when she smiled, one of her lips didn't go up as high as the other. And just to be precautionary, Christine took her in to Children's on a Monday morning, and they figured out pretty quickly that she had a brain tumor. As soon as they diagnosed her with a brain tumor, she had surgery, the tumor was removed, and then, boy, not even 7 days later, it came back from the labs, and it was the worst kind of brain tumor that you could have. And they told us at that time that Liz would have less than 9 months to live. One of the beautiful things about leukemia is there's a plan, and this was different. And the plan for Liz was the highest possible dose of radiation to her brain. And so that is when Liz would just say, Dad, there has to be a better way. So the treatment plan for my brain tumor, it was caused by low-dose radiation, and what they want to do is give me the highest possible dose of radiation.
What CancerFree Kids does is wonderful, and it gives us a place to put our energy. Mm-hmm. For Liz. And we'll keep going until we go home to see her. We won't stop.
The awesome thing is there are just so many positive things that are happening in cancer research right now. And to have CancerFree Kids do the support that they do for research is what doctors need.
But the best thing that anybody can do for anybody, you don't know what to do, make a donation in their honor. It's by far the greatest gift you can give somebody.
Yeah.
So we went and got the blood tests, and then just 1 hour later, we got that miserable call. They said that there might be an issue with his bone marrow, and we need to head down to Children's Hospital and to pack a bag because we're going to be there for a while. As soon as we walked into the emergency room, they escorted us straight back to a room, and there was a team already assembled. So the concern is starting to grow. And then the doctor asked me, "What do you know? Why do you think you're here?" I said, "Just to take some more blood tests." And they said from that point, Well, we think it's leukemia. We went inpatient right after we got the news, and it's 31 straight days in Children's Hospital in isolation. In those 31 days, he changed a lot. He became immobile, he wasn't communicating as well. He gained so much weight from the steroids that you could barely recognize him. On the first day that Alexander was diagnosed, the doctors handed us papers about participating in a research study. At first, I was thinking, I don't have the mental capacity to look over this after the news that I just received. But after that day, talking to his doctors, I realized Alex would not be here and having the prognosis that he did if it wasn't for other parents participating in these studies, for my son to be where he is today with a game plan in place. We left on November 4th, 2016, and it felt so good to carry him out of that hospital and put him in that car. On December 12th, 2019, I hope to get the news that Alexander is in full remission and there is no cancer cells present. People can help out cancer-free kids in many ways, and the reason it's so important because all their funding goes to childhood pediatric cancer research. Compared to other organizations, they give a very small amount to pediatric research. There has to be a better way. If the past, was it 40 years, I think with leukemia, it was a 40% survival rate. Now it's 85%. So if there's more efficient ways and I think research is developing more, we may get 100%. Maybe one day he'll be a doctor or a researcher where he could give back to kids who went through the same thing that he went through.